So initially, while reading through the play, I noticed the lack of proper English. Of course, this comes from English in 1905 isn't quite the English that we are used to now. So because of this, I found myself reading lines over and over again. That's making it slightly harder for me to comprehend what was going on. And then two values that I found in the play were marriage and friendship. So starting off with marriage, there was a lot of talk about how Esther was kind of getting to the years when nobody wanted to court her and wanted to marry her anymore. So, and then eventually she found a good suitor and ended up marrying George, who she was writing letters to. And then as far as friendship goes, there was a lot of back and forth conversation and advice with Esther and Mrs. Dickerson, Esther and the Mammy and Esther and Mrs. Van Buren, which all play a part in her decisions towards the end of the film or in the play and who she trusts. So there was quite a few vocabulary words that I was quite skeptical of. One was boudoir. I had no clue what that word meant, so I googled it and I found that it is a woman's bedroom or private room. This helped me better understand why they continue to say boudoir throughout the play because it's important in the privacy of the women who were having the conversations. So as far as relationships, to represent the African American experience, so I had recently taken an African American history class post slavery, and I felt as if Esther's relationship with Mrs. Van Buren, who was white, wasn't that realistic. Though they may have had a close relationship, I feel like they wouldn't have been as close as to the point in which Mrs. Van Buren was writing letters for Esther and things of that nature. Just kind of seems unlikely, especially with Jim Crow and things like that. And then I feel as if this play did reinforce, resisted, and re-innovated. So initially, it reinforced how African Americans were in great poverty and how whites still had a higher role in society than black people did. And then I think that it resisted the stereotype of the angry black woman in African American society, while it reinvents a loving, caring African American woman. And then stereotypes that are often hand in hand with black people are the angry black women and athletes. Two examples are oftentimes Taraji P. Henson takes on roles that involve an angry black woman, and LeBron James is like the star black athlete of the United States at the moment. So two questions I had for you all was, I would like to know y'all's initial thoughts about Esther's marriage to George. Did you guys see any foreshadowing to the end of their marriage and her friendship with other people? And also, do you think that Esther's innocence and kind-heartedness helped her deal with the fact that her husband was cheating?